So what we had is what you might call a vacation. A lot of stuff happening on the show and a lot of things coming up. First off, thank you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. We took a little time off. We're back again, ready for the holidays. It's December. So it is the time of giving. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about Christmas shows and a little bit about toys. But before we get into that, welcome to the show. This week's show, your nerd side, a side of you that everyone seems to have. You might like toys. You might like whatever it is, comic books or even movies that are a little bit geeky. That's your nerd side. Here with me always, a woman who's beautiful, but a nerd at the same time. AMV, thank you for joining us on the show today.
Very welcome.
And thank you for always partaking in the show and being on social media and helping us push that. Thank you so much, AMV. We appreciate that.
He really does want something now.
No, I don't want anything. I'm saying thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
So last week we were there, and so next week's show, we're going to play back some of the audio. We were at the Heroes and Villains Comic-Con. Thank you so much, guys. And it looks like your nerd side is a regular contributor of panels and everything within the Comic-Con. So thank you guys for letting us be a part of that.
You had a wonderful time doing it, right?
Yeah, I was on the Walker Stalker side, not the Heroes of Villains, and I got to host the panels for...
many of the actors for Walking Dead
yeah.
and the Fear of the Walking Dead as well.
Yeah, from Jenna.
Right? And even some older ones we don't see and definitely miss.
Governor. And then we will be playing its entirety, the panels. So they're really funny and they're real good. You'll hear those later on.
Yay.
Okay, well, let's get in the show. And then a little bit later on, also, we got a guest on. And since I was talking about toys earlier, we talked to him at Stockton Con. It's a Bill Miekina. I think I said that right. I'm so sorry, Bill. I believe I got that right.
That's all right, because we went to Mission Dolores. We're so sorry.
He is from Mattel. He actually designs after the figures, the wrestling figures. But we'll get into that later on, all right?
And they were quite popular. He had a line, right?
Okay, they're huge. People love them.
And Marvel's into getting more wrestling figures as well.
Well, wrestling's not going anyplace.
Wrestling's not going anyplace.
That is going to be around for a while.
Welcome to Comic-Con,
where once a year, sci-fi buffs take their lips off the barrel of a loaded gun and spend half a day adjusting their eyes to sunlight.
You want to see a comic book with pregnant zombie nuns?
You psychotic nerd!
Dude, what a bunch of freaking nerdos.
Good to see I'm white and nerdy. Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I'm a nerd too.
Your personality needs some work.
You're not part of the popular clique.
But I was kind of a lonely nerd in high school.
I started a quilt. I did yoga twice a week. I wore flip-flops in public.
I like to roll with the gangsters. Although it's apparent I'm too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Look at me, I'm white and nerdy.
The thing I wanted to talk about before we get interviews and before we talk to anybody else about anything else, and it was released, and everyone's talking about this. The Avengers 4 trailer got released. Now, we said it was going to be Monday. We did a blast. It was going to be Tuesday. And officially, they sent us, Marvel confirmed it, that Wednesday it was going to be released, and then finally it got released on Thursday night. So I don't know why they're
And a big shout out to Mattel for sending me the peek of it when it first came out, because it was just like, everyone quiet, I have to watch this. And your thoughts of the trailer?
Well, it's like you said earlier, it doesn't tell that much. It just leads off from the last movie of being a little bit depressing.
Except that you didn't know that Tony's going to have a hard time breathing, right? Like, did you really think that Tony was going to be struggling for his life?
No, but I knew he was going to have a hard problem getting home. I did know that. And
right.
It looks like from the trailer, I'm going to break it down for you. It looks like What's-Her-Name came back with him. What's-Her-Name's sister? Gamora? What's her name?
Nebula.
Nebula is with him on the ship. You see her.
Did you see Nebula?
Yeah.
It's so dark.
It's really bad. You got to rewind and look, but she's sitting there and she's holding on the seat. So he's in the other part of the ship. So she's come with him.
Yeah, because it was only her and Tony who survived.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll say this to you guys. I wanted to watch the first Infinity War again because, like, okay, I got to see who's alive, who isn't, what's going on. But Ant-Man...
he was alive, but it looks like in the screen, if you're breaking down the trailer again, Captain America and Scarlet Witch, what's her name?
Black Widow.
Black Widow, we're going through all the files of who was missing, and you see Spider-Man missing, and then you see Ant-Man right there. Scott Lang's missing. It looks like it.
Scott Lang, isn't it?
Scott Lang, yeah. It looks like he's missing. And then he's at the front door, and that's why Captain America goes, the end final Trinity goes, hello, are you guys there? Can you open the door? You remember me, Scott, Ant-Man? He goes, is this old recording? So he was a little excited. So it looks like the Quantum Realm is going to play a major part of the Avengers Endgame, which we did announce was going to be the name, and it was it. I told you.
Okay, and I will tell you again, it's the quality of the movie that is more important than the title of it. But aren't you a little bit surprised that Captain Marvel was not introduced?
No, they're not going to put her. They can't put her at all.
What?
You can't do that. Her movie hasn't even come out yet. So they're not going to put anything of her in there yet until her movie's released.
Okay, so let's remind our listeners the timeline of the upcoming Marvel movies. The first coming out is...
Captain Marvel.
In which month?
I don't know.
Isn't that April? Or no. It's Avengers Endgame. That's in April, right?
Yes, this one comes out. I can find out. I can look it up.
You can look at, but guess what, though? One thing that's coming out that if you have not bought your tickets yet, Spiderverse.
I know, but let's get back to the Avengers Infinity Endgame. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
All right, so it looks like Hawkeye's in there. The original thing, Hawkeye turns into Roman. Is that Ronan?
So that is actually coming from the comic book. So that actually really did happen after Scarlet Witch says no more mutants. So if you read the series, when something deadly has happened to the world, where mutants are gone, that is something that Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch actually get it on in the comic books.
Really?
Really.
Okay. So really fast, it looks like that he's not, how do I say this? In the comic book, he's upset because somebody killed him, Hawkeye.
Somebody killed him?
In the comic book, yeah. And he's reincarnated and he becomes Ronan.
Who told you? Oh, yeah, you're going backlog.
Yeah, this is the original. Now, this is just speculation that he's more upset. He might have lost his family in the snap. So
I think so. He looks so devastated, so upset. And everyone's getting really excited about the Endgame because on Twitter conversation alone, within 24 hours, there was 549,000 mentions of it. So this soars the record of the original Avengers Infinity War of 389,000 and Black Panther of 349,000. And that is only on Twitter alone, not looking at everything else. And it shows that it's left off where everything else. And were you kind of like tripping over the Thanos scarecrow? Like I had to look at it a couple of times.
No, I knew that was his because he's just chilling on the planet. So March of 2019 is when Captain Marvel's coming out.
Okay.
And then Endgame is coming out April 26, 2019.
So we have a movie in March, and then we have a movie in April.
Yeah.
So could have technically put
And
it
then
in there.
following that is supposed to be the Gambit movie, and then after that, Spider-Man Far From Home, and then after that, it's the New Mutants.
New Mutants. And then when is Dark Phoenix coming out?
I don't have that in front of me.
Come on, Fonseca.
They didn't have it on here.
Now, the poster, though, for Dark Phoenix is pretty cool. That's out there. So very excited, somewhat excited. Are you losing the Avengers magic?
I kind of lost the Avengers magic.
Now, why is that?
I think I'm more excited looking forward to Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I'm really into her.
Wow, you're really into her. Now, why are you into her?
Because it's a flashback. I want to see what happens back in time.
Oh, he loves the 80s and 90s.
I didn't say 80s. I love the 90s, too.
Mm-hmm.
I love the 90s. I like living in the past.
Yes. And reliving it and telling us over and over. But one Marvel movie that you definitely forgot about is also Once Upon a Deadpool.
Oh, that's right. Well, we're going to get to that because of the movies we're seeing next week. Hold on. Right. So let's go to the movie that we saw this week, Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse.
Yes.
I don't say this too often. It's a cartoon. And when the movie ended, the first thing I said, you have to say the end credits. It's nothing leading to another movie.
Super long, the credits. Which is, as they should be, because they did amazing work.
It's funny. So the Spider-Man Spiderverse is all multi-universes that combine together with all the Spider-Mans, okay? But I said this at the end of the movie. I said, who made this cartoon? Was it DC? Because of the fact DC is known just for making the best cartoons you can imagine. And movies, they suck at. Every movie I've seen for them, not very good. In the reverse role, Marvel makes the best movies, but their cartoons are like, they're okay. They're not that good. They're not, the Iron Man cartoons, all that stuff. But this was great.
What's the exact quote that you told me?
Out of all the Superman films I've seen, even from Spider-Man Homecoming, this has been the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen in my life. Ever. Because you get to see, because Spider-Man is pretty much a loser in his life. And I'm not saying he does it on purpose. It's just he screws up.
There's a lot of bad luck.
And it shows
for a good guy.
One universe Spider-Man comes out, and that's played by Sheer Levy. He's another actor. He was and then the good Spider-Man, who I don't want to ruin for you.
You really think there's a bad Spider-Man?
It's not a bad Spider-Man. Unlucky Spider-Man. That's it. But there is a bad Spider-Man.
You're talking about Miles Morales, or you're talking about Jake Johnson, who plays Peter B. Parker?
Not the one with the black hair. The one that came back in a
brunette. So Jack Johnson, who plays Peter B. Parker, is one version that you see that I wouldn't say is a bad version. He's
the real Peter. That's the real Peter Parker. He's
like the oldest of them all.
Yeah, he has bad luck. He lost Mary Jane.
That's his bad decision making.
He's poor. Well, the real Spider-Man in real life, not in real life, I'm so sorry, but the Spider-Man based on Stan Lee that's always been around for years, he was a teenager, lived with Aunt May, eventually moved out, broke, doesn't have a girlfriend.
Common theme for a lot of divorced guys who really have the ultimate girl. But the interesting is they chose Jack Johnson, who was in one of the TV series that you kind of like, was New Girl.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit surprised who they picked out. For the movie.
The good-looking and the perfect Spider-Man who has backing from investors. He owns his own cartoon. He has a comic book.
He got it together, let's put it that way. Even Aunt May got it together.
Aunt May.
I was so surprised and love the voice, Lily Thompson.
Is it really?
Yes.
I did not know that. Well,
way to go, Lily.
The Spider-Man from the universe we're in, who is, you guys are going to find out.
Lily Tomlin, sorry, not Thompson. Tomlin.
Who's going to be, Spider-Man's killed in this universe, okay? So I'll let you guys know. Spoiler alert right there. It was played by Chris Paddock. Chris Paddock. I'm so sorry. That's one of my bosses. Chris Pine. Pine. Chris Pine, who is known for Captain Kirk and for Wonder Woman.
And has, by the way, you'll hear his singing chops in the series, and it's done very well. And we also see Spider-Ham, who is done by a great comedian, has a lot of soundtracks for his comedian shows, is John Mulaney, who does a really good job. It didn't even sound like him, so I actually had to look it up.
And be honest, because you're probably going to say no. Did you read the Amazing Peter Parker?
Yeah, I did.
I did too. I liked it.
Too.
I bought it and I liked it. It was just the Spider Pig. It was something different. So I would read it, and it was really big in the 80s. Really big. It
was really good. And one thing that the show really tried to do is diversify a lot of their voice actors because Spider-Man has moved into that realm. You'll even see some surprises of Dr. Octopus. I'll leave that alone because that kind of spoils it a little bit. But the only thing is I was a little bit surprised is Zoe Kravitz. I wonder how she felt playing a white character on the show.
Did she play
she was Mary Jane. She was Mary Jane. She was Mary Jane. So what do you think about that?
Nothing about it.
Okay. But Haley Steinfeld, who has also been on one of your daughter's favorite shows, Pitch Perfect Pitch. You know what
I'm talking about. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, she's a model turned actress, known for a lot of things. Her uncle's a famous fitness trainer. Anyway, so she plays Gwen Stacy. But I think they did a great job of merging all the worlds together, all the different Spider-Mans in there. And thanks a lot, dude. You said a long time ago, so yeah, maybe you're right about Endgame, but Nicolas Cage was not the Spider-Man.
No.
He was Spider-Man Noir, and which was, thank God, because he has a great, unique voice, but if I hear it all day long, I would get so annoyed.
Did you like him as Superman when he was in just...
No.
You didn't?
No. He's skinny. He had nasty long hair.
No, when he played Superman in Teen Titans.
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. But I don't want to hear his voice. Now, if it's Chris Pine.